The West Indies are 74 without loss after 25 overs, fending off everything that the Australian threw at them. And as Cricket West Indies said on their social media pages, West Indies will be back to fight on day three. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Cricket Forum. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you are having a wonderful and great day as West Indies openers have given us hope that we could save the first test match. Australia having batted first and made 500. It was five. That's five. Oh, that's Australia batting first and made 598 for four declared, and giving West Indies 25 overs to bat just after tea on the second day of the first test match. Making 598, I do not see the West Indies winning the match from here. Good morning, CBO 14. Thank you and welcome to the show. I do not see the West Indies winning the match from here. It is not possible that Australia, having made almost 600 runs, and with 3 days to go, the West Indies will be able to win. But we are off to a promising start, and it seems like we may be able to hold on for a draw. It's not about a matter of defeatism. It's a matter of being practical and real. So let's get into it. The day started with Australia on 293 for two, with Labus Chain at the crease on 154 and Steve Simmet on 59. The two went on to post a 250-run third-wicket partnership before Chain was out, caught by the silver of Braithwaite for 204. Now, Simmet went on to make a double 100 and Ed made 99. Now, Braithwaite got 2 for 65 and Mayers 1 for 39. Now, just before in the 153rd over, bowled by Braithwaite, the third ball, Simmet tapped it into the offside and moves to 200. Now, the fourth ball, now Ed was on 99, and this was the fourth delivery. Braithwaite bowled to Head. It was outside the half stump. Head looking to run it down to third man, got the bottom edge, and was out bowled. And he was out bowled for 99, and Australia declared immediately right there. So Australia declared Sheldon Tate shocked the Australian. It will be interesting to see their response. Yes. Good morning. Good morning. Good start to our innings. Yes, Greg Mohammed. It has been a very good start to our innings. So the score, as I said, Australia making 598. Now Braithwaite got 2 for 39. Braithwaite got 2 for 65, and Mayers got 1 for 39 from 15 overs. Now, looking back at the start of the day's play, and just briefly going through this, I did not like how the West Indies start the day's play. Instead of setting a regular field, two-slip gully cover mid-off man and the sweeper boundary, they start trying things from the very start of the day's play. And I don't think that should have been their approach. I think they should have set a 6-3 field and bowl in the channel outside the half stump. Although Mayers came on after 6 overs, replacing Roach, I didn't think that I think Mayers should bowl either the first or the second overs in the day's play. I think he should be one of the bowlers who would have started the bowling, because there's no doubt about it. Mayers may not be West Indies' best bowler overall, but in this match so far, Mayers have been West Indies' best bowler from day one. And I'm of the opinion, and this is what I was taught as a little boy, and I still believe in it. Your best bowler on day one should start day two. That was what I was taught. I don't know if those principles changed, but my education in cricket told me that your best bowler on day one should start day two. You know, I don't know if something was wrong with Mayers, why he only bowled 15 overs. He only bowled 4 overs today. I don't know, because, you know, watching the match in the night, you are sleep watching or watch on sleep. however you put it. So I don't know if I missed something, but I was surprised that Mayers only bowled 4 overs, because I think that he will bowl in the right channel. He was getting the ball to move off the seam both way, and he was actually very impressive in this match. And so I expected him to bowl more overs. Now, just looking at the comments. Good morning. See they played Bonner. Yes, they played Bonner, Breaker Benjamin, they played Bonner, and we are hoping that he gave us a century. Now, my stance have always been the player who are playing, we must support them. Before the match start and so on, we can have our discussion as to who we want in the team or who shouldn't be there. But once the match start, whosoever that 11 is, we as fans of West Indies cricket should support that 11 during the match. After the match is a different thing now. We should criticize who need to be criticized and praise who should be praised. But during a match, as supporters of West Indies cricket, we should always support the 11, because in the end, we want to win the game. So Australia, having declared for 598, giving the West Indies 25 overs to bat. And you may look at this and say, on the first day, Australia scored 293 from 90 overs. But on the second day, from 62.4 overs, they scored 305 runs from 62.3 overs. That is almost 5 runs per over. And you would say, what's the difference? Did the bowling slack off? Why on day 1, they just went for just over 3 runs per over, but on day 2, they went for almost 5 runs per over. There are 4 things that cause that. 1, the pitch having baked all day on the first day under the sun, it would have dried out and it would have become faster, and the ball would have been coming onto the bat better, and so it would have been easier for stroke play. So a second day pitch is usually easier for stroke play than a first day pitch. That's the first one. The second thing is that the Australian batsmen were in. And you know from cricket that when you're in and are batting, stroke play become easier, runs are easier to score. So on day 1, they were grafting. Today, they came out more aggressive and were playing more shots. The batsmen were in. 3, the West Indian bowlers, having bowled all day on the first day, you can imagine tiredness was setting in. So they would not have been intense and high pressure. They would have mileage under their leg. So they would not have been that intense as on day 1. And 4, chase. Here's it, chase. And somebody is saying that I should not pressure Chase. I am not pressuring Chase. Chase did not do the job that he was selected for in this match. Can Chase do the job? I don't know. Was it a bad selection? I believe so. I run a poll in this community, and is only one person believe that Chase is the best spinner in the Caribbean. One person believe that Chase, of almost 90 persons that have voted in the poll, only one of the 90 believe that Chase is the best spinner in the Caribbean. And this is one of the 4 reasons why Australia were able to score almost 5 runs per over on day 2 of the second test, because Chase did not do his job. From his 31 overs, he went for 140 runs and did not get a wicket. I heard, so Desmond Ains, who is saying that Australia is suspect to spin and they need to pick a spinner. It goes back to my opinion that I voiced before. Is Chase the best spinner in the Caribbean? And if you are picking a spinner, why pick an off spinner? Why don't pick the best spinner in the Caribbean? Majority of you in this community believe that is either Hussein or Matti is the best spinner in the Caribbean. That's what the poll is showing. It's a tussle between Hussein and Matti as to who is the best spinner in the Caribbean. But Chase was one of the reasons why Australia were able to score almost 5 runs per over. Now, the West Indies started their innings. The West Indies started their innings, and when Head got out and Australia declared, as the West Indies team came off the field, the Australian pacers were right at the edge of the boundary. They're uncock off like they are boiled, their chest pushed way out and staring at the West Indies batsmen as they came off the field. And they stared at Chanderpaul. But when West Indies came out to bat, despite the aggression, because they really bowled fast, even the final over, in the 25th over, Stark was bowling at 140 plus K per hour. They really bowled fast at the West Indian. And despite Chanderpaul getting a few hit in the lower region of the body, but don't worry, I will tell him, don't worry, he will still be able to have children, so he doesn't have to worry. So despite getting some hit, Chanderpaul stood up, and there was one particular shot that he played off Cummins. I think it was the 15th over when Cummins went short into the pitch to him, and he swiveled and hit it high over fine leg for 6. It was a statement shot from Chanderpaul. He batted very well for his 47. I think he faced 73 balls. Braithwaite was less in his usual Braithwaite self, facing 79 balls for his 18. But at the end of the day's play, West Indies were in a very strong position that strong position, but we're fighting back. I would say fighting back. They were showing resilience, and we hope, as Cricket West Indies said, that come tomorrow, the third day's play, we will come to fight again. Just going to look at the comments coming through. Said, I agree with you. They support who takes the field. Yes, Breaker Benjamin, I agree. Whosoever takes the field, we should always support who takes the field. This comment is saying 550 to 600, I said they would declare. Oh, yeah, Mr. Casanova, yes, I remember you saying that 550 to 600, they are going to declare. Simmons, we're talking about 450, 500. That's the West Indies coach. But I remember you clearly saying so, Mr. Casanova. Chase had to be better. I agree, Chase had to be better. But as I said, do we blame Chase? Because we know what Chase is capable of producing. We know that over the last 12 to 18 months, especially Australian batters and English batters have attacked the spinners of the opposition team. They have not allowed the spinners to settle. One of the reasons like this, in cricket, usually, especially in Test cricket, the spinners usually comes on and bowl a number of overs going at 3 runs per over so that the pace bowlers can have time to rest and rotate from the other end. The thinking is that if you attack the spinner and get the spinner out of the attack, the pace bowlers will have to do more work. And if the pace bowlers do more work, they will tire easier or quicker, and now you'll be able to capitalize on those pace bowlers who are tiring. Craig Braithwaite got 2 wickets. That say a lot about Chase bowling. Well, I have no comment. Mr. Casanova, I have no comment. Chase looked as if he bowled without a plan or feel. Okay, that's Craig Mohammed. Thank you for the comments that are coming in. I really appreciate them. But West Indies, I was particularly impressed with Chanderpaul. And that shot that he played off Cummins in the 15th over for 6, it reminded me of Dujan when Dujan got caught on the boundary in 1982. And Dennis Lilly walked down to Dujan and said, what do you know about hooking in Australia? And Dujan said, I learned that I need to hook it far and harder. And that was what Chanderpaul did. He hooked it far and hard, and it sailed high over the long leg boundary for 4. Sorry, but interestingly, I said that West Indies bowled well in this match overall, except for Chase. I think the West Indies bowled well. I just want to show you a comparison of what is happening in the England-Pakistan match, the first test match between England and Pakistan. Last night was the first day's play in that match between England and Pakistan. England batted first. Only 75 overs were possible on day one. This is a test match, my friends. This is a test match. This is not an ODI match. This is a test match, and England from 75 overs scored 506 in the day's play from only 75 overs. Compare that to how the West Indies bowl. And generally, we'll get up and we'll look at it and say that Pakistani bowling is better than the West Indies. But this gives testament to how well the West Indian bowlers bowled. There were 4 centurion in that England innings. You know the man who missed out? Guess and tell me who missed out. You know it. Joe Root was the only man who made 23. So in this England innings, there were 4 centurion on day one. So West Indies bowled 5 sessions and conceded 598 runs, 152 overs, half the numbers of over. So Pakistan bowled half fewer overs than what West Indies bowled and conceded 506 runs on day one of the test match against England. So we should give our bowlers credit. I think our bowlers stuck to the task manfully. I just think that the selectors selected the wrong spinners. And that's why I'm saying that I know that Desmond Haynes played the game. I know he played the game, and he will tell you that he played the game, and he will ask you if you played it. No, I didn't play it. I played some curryboard cricket. That's it. But Desmond Haynes, you have to wonder if these guys are watching the cricket. How could you pick Chase as the best spinner in the Caribbean to tour Australia, when over the past 18 months, these batsmen from Australia and England in particular have been attacking the opposition spin bowlers? Spin bowlers, especially against these 2 countries, are no longer allowed to settle. If you are watching the cricket, you would have known that. And you should not have picked a part-time, well, you wouldn't say Chase a part-time spinner. You say he is probably a little above part-time spinners because he got a number of 5 wickets all. So he's a little above part-time spinner. But you should not have picked Chase as our only spinner, even if you are bringing Chase because of his batting skills, and that average Chase batting average is 26. So even if you are bringing Chase because of his batting skill, no, you should have brought the best spinner in the Caribbean. And I think the West Indies bowler did magnificently. The seamers, I don't know why Mayers never bowled over. Braithwaite probably have a plan. Braithwaite is the captain. You support Braithwaite's decision, but it doesn't take away from the fact that I do not agree that he only bowled Mayers for 15 overs, who I think was our best bowler in the match. 15 overs for 39 runs. Just a look at the comments that are coming in. Big things. Yes, saying Narayan, Chanderpaul, big things to come. The defense is strong. Yes, big things to come. England playing T20 cricket in test match. It appears so, Mr. Casanova one. Mr. Casanova one, you are right. Play Anderson or Thomas. Bowl CP. Okay. Just Chase is a better batsman than any of the other spinner. That's why he has been selected. Yes, Fabian Scantberry, I would agree. But somebody brought up a statistics the other day that in the last 3 years, in the last 2 or 3 years, Chase batting average in Test cricket is 16. And that during that time, Rahkeem Cornwall batting average is 18. I don't quite remember the statistics, but I think that was the statistics. Comparing Chase to Rahkeem Cornwall when both of them played together, Rahkeem Cornwall batting average is higher than Chase. On the face of it, because of the number of centuries that Chase have made in Test cricket and so on, he's clearly a better batsman than all of our spinners. But against Australia, we need our best spinners. So that's what I'm saying, Fabian Scantberry. I agree with you that Chase is a better batsman than the rest of our spinners. But I hope you'll understand that my point is that we playing against Australia, we should not be playing the best spinner batsman, but we should be playing the best batsman, with the best spinner overall. That is my position. We should be playing the best spinner and not the best spinner who can bat. If I'm making sense. But that's my point. We shouldn't be looking at the spinner because he can bat, but we should be looking at the best spinner. Ian James, it has nothing to do with that. That's why the fans are always divided. Chanderpaul should look out for more bouncers. I don't get the conversation, so I will leave it. But my point is, though, about the spinner. Chase is clearly the best batsman we have as a spinner in the Caribbean. Although Hussein will disagree with that because Hussein has opened in regional 4-day cricket and have done well. But in my opinion, Chase is the best batsman we have as a spinner in the Caribbean. But I also believe that in picking a spinner to tour Australia, we should pick our best spinner and not our best spinner as a batsman. I hope I'm making sense. And I really think that our problem in this match, why I'm not saying that Australia would not have probably made 598, but Chase bowling, of all the bowlers that bowl in this match, Chase bowling was the disappointment. Now, moving on to female cricket, the West Indies have named their 14-member squad. This is a female squad that will play England in 3 ODI and 5 T20 internationals. So the West Indies have named their 14-member squad to play against England in those 3 one-day internationals. And these 3 one-day internationals are Super League one-day internationals. Points gained from these 3 one-day internationals will go towards qualification for the 2025 ODI World Cup. So these 3 ODI internationals against England at the Sir Vivian Richards Oval, these matches will be played on December 4th, 6th, and 9th at the Sir Vivian Richards Oval. The West Indies have named a squad for the first 2 matches. And this is the squad for the first 2 matches. As expected, Aiden Matthews will captain and Shakira Selman will be her vice captain. So that's the squad for the first 2 ODIs against England at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium. So there'll be 3 ODI played at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium. After the 3 ODI, there will be a T20 international on the 11th. Against England also. The series will be 3 one-day internationals and 5 T20. So 1 T20 will take place on the 11th at the Sir Vivian Richards Oval. The tour will then switch to Barbados. So 4 T20 internationals will play at Kensington Oval from December 14 to 22. It's almost Christmas already when you look at it that way. December done. Yes, so they'll be playing 4 T20 internationals at the Kensington Oval. And as you know, next year in South Africa is the Women World Cup from the 10th of February. So these 5 T20 internationals against England will be used as warm-up by both teams for the World Cup. But the 3 ODI that will be played at the Sir Vivian Richards Oval, the points from these ODI will go towards qualification for the 2025 World Cup. And remember that last year World Cup, although we reached the semifinals, we still had was to play the qualifying rounds because we did not finish in the top 5. So it's the top 5 on the table that will directly qualify for the World Cup. And if you finish outside of the top 5, you will have to play the qualifying round. So that's the West Indies team that has been named for the first 2 one-day internationals against England at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium. Just to take a quick look at your comments. First one saying that hopefully Chanderpaul can score a big 150 and Braithwaite get 100. I really hope so too, and I hope that all the batsmen, just like our England have 4 batsmen making 100, I hope that our batsmen also 4 of them will make 100. Therefore, Matty should be in the team because Matty is the next spinner or the best spinner. Supernova 22, welcome Supernova. Where's Stephanie Taylor? Good question. Stephanie Taylor is injured, and if Stephanie Taylor is injured, that's why she's not in this squad. But returning to the squad is Sherman Camber and I think Casey and Knight. Both were injured, but they have not returned to the squad. But at the moment, Stephanie Camber is injured. I know Anicia is taking a break, but Stephanie taking a break too. Well, Supernova, as I said, she is injured. She had an injury. She picked up an injury in the series against New Zealand, the series that we had earlier this year against New Zealand. And if you remember, in the CPL, she was struggling in the CPL, but she tried and played in those matches against New Zealand, but she has not been able to continue. So Stephanie Taylor is injured. When you select an all-rounder Chase as your main spinner over more effective bowlers and he doesn't deliver, speculation will always abound. That is so true. That is so true, Ian James. Deep thought. Good morning, Christopher Earpall. Good morning. Christopher Earpall is saying West Indies have to 2 times for the runs that Australia made. Or you're saying that West Indies will have to bat 2 times for the runs that Australia made? Not necessarily, Christopher Earpall. We are off to a good start. 74 without loss. Chanderpaul and Braithwaite will come back tonight fresh. And we have Bonner. We have Blackwood. I remember Blackwood's already scored a century in Australia from the previous test tour that we had done there. So we have Blackwood. We have Bonner, Mayers, and the batting is long. We have Chase. While they can complain about Chase as a spinner, he will bat good. So we have Chase and we have Mayers. So it's a long batting lineup. So we could probably push up to 400, even 450, or maybe for 500. What the most important thing to me, though, is that we bat out the third day's play. We should not get all out tomorrow. We should bat out the third day's play. That's the most important thing to me. If the team bats out tomorrow and we get 270, 280, we will be 350 at the end of the day's play. So I'm really hoping that we bat out tomorrow. Ian James, you are just looking at it from a Bajan point of view because that's how you started your conversation. I'm not getting into that. After the 2 openers is gone, that's the end of the West Indies innings. Christopher, we want to be more optimistic. We want to support them. We really hope that just as how England have 4 batsmen with centuries, yes, England have 4 batsmen with centuries in a devastating opening day against Pakistan. And that should give credit to our bowlers. As I said, our bowlers were good. We should give them credit. Because here, on the face of it, everyone would say Pakistan bowlers are better than the West Indies bowlers. But when you look at the performance of the 2 teams in these test matches that are going on, you have to conclude that the West Indies bowlers are doing better than the Pakistani bowlers. Just a final comment there. Oh, Fabian, good. So I want to thank you, everyone, for tuning in. I hope you will have a great day. Please slash a like on the video, share, and just England is a different team from the West Indies. Yeah, I agree. England is a different team. But the point I'm making is that comparing the 2 bowling attack, I'm comparing Pakistani bowling attack to West Indies bowling attack. And I'm saying that when you compare how the 2 bowling team perform in this test match that is going on, the West Indies team bowl better. Because if you ask which batting lineup is better, England or Australia, most people would agree that Australia batting lineup is better than the England batting lineup. So I'm not comparing teams here, I'm comparing bowling lineup. I'm saying that the West Indies bowlers, just to put the West Indies bowling effort in context, I'm saying that look at what is happening to the Pakistani bowling attack, who many persons would say is better than the West Indies bowling attack. But look at what is happening. England took them for 504 in 75 overs. West Indies bowled 152.5 overs, and Australia made 598. So I was just comparing the two bowling attack, Christopher Airport. And give our bowlers credit. We did bowl well. We did bowl well. You folks need to learn to support the team instead of the negativity all the time. I agree, Fabian Scantberry, whosoever play. And I'm saying that if I was selecting this squad for Australia, there are players there who I would not have selected. And so all of you in this community, you would have selected different players. But I'm saying, and I agree with Fabian Stanberry, we should support the squad that is in Australia, because that is the squad that is there. The 11 that are playing is our 11. We should support that 11. At the end of the day, we can criticize. Just like I criticize Chase's performance. Not Chase, his performance. I criticize his performance. None for 140 from 31 overs, not going to cut it in Test cricket. That was a poor performance. So I criticize the performance. Do I want to see him come and bat and make 100? Of course I want him to come and bat and make 100. That's what I want. I have to support him. I want him to come and make 100. So we support the 11 that is playing. And, so we should always support the 11 that is playing. Yes, West Indies beat England earlier in a series in the Caribbean. And exactly, West Indies always beat up England when they come to tour us. So, yes, and so that's what I'm saying. I was just looking, because there are so many variables. So to say that England is a different team from the West Indies, that's not where I was going. I was just looking at the two bowling attack. How West Indies bowlers perform and how Pakistani bowlers perform. And then on the face of it, and not only on the face of it, but at the statistics of it, West Indies bowlers bowl better against Australia, who many would think of a better batting lineup than England. Thank you everyone for tuning in. It was a joy having you today. I enjoyed the conversation. I trust that you will have a really great day, and may God bless you. And slash a like on the video, share and subscribe. The Abu Dhabi T10 is going on. It's carnage going on over there. Yesterday, Pooran hit 5 sixes out of 1 over off Shakib Al Hassan. Carnage, absolute carnage is going on in the Abu Dhabi T10. Just earlier this morning, Pollard took Bravo for 20 runs off 1 over. It's absolutely exhilarating cricket going on in the Abu Dhabi T10. If you have a chance, you should check it out. These batsmen are murdering the bowlers. Thank you, everyone. Charles Greaves. Just look at Charles Greaves' comment here. If Chase can make the team as a batsman, he should not be playing full stop. Desmond Haynes, you can't select the man because he's a Bajan. Chase has not scored any runs for a long time. Charles Green is making some solid points there. Everything that he said, I agree with it. He made some facts and he gave an opinion, and I agree with his opinion. If Chase cannot make the team as a batsman, he should not be in the playing 11. I agree with that. And the facts below that. However, Charles Greaves, I'm saying I agree with you. I agree with you. I agree with everything you said there. But then, because he has to bat and he has to play in this match, we have to hope that he make a century when he comes to bat, because we want the West Indies team to do good. So we have to back him to make a century in this innings that he's going to bat. But that doesn't take away from the fact that I agree with everything that you said there. But because he's in the team now, I'm going to back him. Good comment, Charles Green. I love the comment. Thank you, Berka Benjamin. Thank you. So why you say West Indies must play their best spinner? What about the best keeper? Who do you think is the best keeper in the West Indies? Because I think the best keeper should play along with the best batsman. So I'm going to run a poll in the community Tell me, put in the chat who you think, or in the comment section, who you think is the best keeper in the West Indies. So I will then run a poll in the community and hear what who the community members think is the best keeper in the West Indies. I will run a poll. I will run a poll. So tell me who you think, so that when I'm running that poll, I could put that person's name in the poll too. In my head, I think De Silva deserves his game. It's my opinion. The other members of the community can share their opinion. But St. Elmore Alls is the name. Let me put on my glasses. St. Elmore Alls. Yes, thank you for your comment. And share with us. Go ahead and share with us. Who do you think is the best keeper? I saw another comment here. Hamilton is a good glove man, but doesn't produce with the bat. Okay, so Mr. Casanova, do you think that Hamilton, because listen to me, this community can influence West Indies team selection, you know. So if, in my opinion, I think that Silva should be there. But I will not disagree with St. Elmore, who think that is not the best keeper. And if Mr. Casanova think that Hamilton is the best glove man, I will not disagree either. So I welcome these communication. I welcome these feedback. So let's share and yes, but he's not the best keeper. So you agree with his selection. You think that he justified his game, but he's not the best keeper. All right, fair enough. That's deep. That's very deep. It's showing maturity. St. Elmore Alls a very mature comment. You think that there are better keepers in the West Indies, but because of the Silva past performances, he deserves his game. What's the guy from Barbados' name? He kept wicket. There's a guy from Barbados. He has, I think, 2 or 3 centuries for the West Indies. There's that guy from Barbados. What's his name? Who can remind me of his name? He used to play Test cricket, but he had some challenges some time ago, personal challenges, and he never played. Dowich. Thank you. Oh, the name was right in front of me. I felt like Dowich was given a raw deal, however. Da Silva was one of the leading run scorer in the regional last year. He hasn't failed really with the bat. That is so true, Craig Mohammed. To the best of my memory, though, Craig Mohammed, when it comes to Dowich, who I think is a very good keeper, and could have been in Australia. If you look back when I was picking my squad for Australia, before the West Indies selected their squad, because I usually do this, I pick my squad, just like how I pick my playing 11 before the West Indies name their playing 11. I like to do that and test myself against who played. I have Dowich as my reserve wicketkeeper for Australia. I have Dowich in it. Okay? But as you said, Da Silva has not yet failed. Saying that though, to the best of my memory, I don't think that Dowich got such a raw deal. To the best of my memory, Dowich had some either personal issues or he was asked not to be selected. That's the best of my memory. I don't think Dowich was dropped. I think there was issues outside of cricket why he wasn't selected. And Da Silva took over and has not failed yet. But I can double check that. But to the best of my knowledge, it was not cricketing reason why Dowich was not selected. It was something that either happened to him, a family member, or he asked us. It was something. I don't remember. I don't think it was quite cricket. Dowich and Older save us many times from embarrassment. That is true, Craig Mohammed. I remember a lot of times. I remember a number of times that Joseph and Older put on some good partnerships. I remember Dowich should play as a pure batsman. Fabian Canterbury. Don't know what happened to Shea Hope. Classy batsman. Hopefully he can return to form. Everyone is hoping that he can return to form. He has been doing very well in the ODI. He is our leading run scorer. At one time last year, or earlier this year, yes, at one time earlier this year, I've not checked it since, but at one time earlier this year, Shea Hope was scoring more runs than any other batsman in the world in ODI. I need to check it, and in the next show, I will bring it up. I will bring it up. Okay, thank you everyone for tuning in. Please slash a like on the video, share and subscribe. The wind is howling outside. I need to put on a jacket or something. But thank you, everyone. Thank you for watching, and please slash a like on the video, share, and encourage your friends to subscribe. Have a good day, and as usual, please take care of your loved ones and be good. May God bless you all. Bye-bye.